So why must we urgently reform the penalty policy for term time leave? Criminalising parents for making decisions that support the holistic welfare of their children will be the next horizon scandal of our generation. The current policy that came into effect from the 19th of August will undoubtedly cause significant harm. We're on the brink of watching many families and the children in them miss out on a vast array of opportunities. Vitally, the importance of downtime together, a chance to connect, communicate, breathe more deeply, and model self-care behaviours, and the opportunity to see more of the world and all the diversity it has to offer, seeing cultures, religions, celebrations, foods and nature that can all add to the breadth of children's minds. If we let the penalty policy go ahead as planned, we will let down a generation of children, along with their parents who are doing their very best. We will create increased demand for mental health services. We will hamper social mobility of those currently experiencing childhood within a lower socioeconomic context. No good parent questions the value of education. Many parents want to work in true partnership with the schools that their children attend, but now see themselves as being pitched against them. It's a time with you versus time with me situation. But having sustained quality time with parents shouldn't be an optional extra, a nice to have in a child's life, which is exactly how it is being regarded by the government and the Department for Education right now. Parents have never worked so hard. Modern family life is more complex than it has ever been, and many a family is actually blended with step parents and step or half siblings to accommodate, all of which adds additional challenges to fitting in time together. In fact, there are many legitimate reasons why quality family time might only be accessible during term time. Prior to the introduction of the fines for term time absence, whose original intention was to combat truancy and antisocial behaviour, for decades we saw that children, parents and schools successfully accommodated limited holiday absence. And indeed, this has been backed up by data. Right now, we're seeing the Department for Education tell us that even a day missed can have an impact on education and attainment. They are, for the most part, wrong. They tell us there's a link between absence and poorer educational attainment, but they're misrepresenting that data, and we cannot stand by and let that happen. The Department for Education's absence data includes all types of absence, including school avoiders and those awaiting expulsion. Independent data scientists have, on more than one occasion, isolated holiday-specific data and found that there was no detriment caused by term time leave. The sad truth is that the children who performed lower than expected at their key stage were those who had no holiday at all. They performed worse than their peers who had term time holiday. This all points to the unsurprising complexity of the causes of absence, and it's those self-same causes of absence that cause the lower educational attainment, not holidays. And what's worse still, the government knows this for themselves, with their own data citing that the impact of term time holidays on educational attainment was not statistically significant. Former Schools Minister Nick Gibb was quoted as saying, "Schools are in session for 190 out of 365 days a year, which leaves 175 days in a year in which parents can take their children away on holiday." What a foul, elitist, ableist oversimplification of the challenges families face to access that time together. Many people face limitations on the time they can take off work. Many parents work full-time, 5 or 6 days a week. Many work shifts and challenging hours. Many workplaces have teams with loads of parents who cannot all take the same tranches of time off. Many parents are self-employed and are severely limited to take any time off work. Many parents have limited holiday entitlement and have to pay for additional childcare to cover those 175 days that Nick mentioned. Many parents have to support children with additional or complex needs that dramatically impact how, when and where a family holiday can even happen. And of course, there's the financial implications of inflated school holiday prices that put a family break out of reach for so many. I could go on. We keep seeing MP responses that speak to how crucial education is, how vital it is to development and well-being. Interestingly, Parents do not question that. But our government is questioning those exact same benefits as a consequence of time spent with their own families. That's not okay. When you criminalise families in this way, the government must understand that this means that sustained, meaningful, quality family time simply will not happen. It won't, and there will be a price to pay by families, teachers, and our children, and that cannot be allowed to happen. School teams know this. Our teachers work in our communities, many of them are parents themselves. Look, and they see firsthand the impact on children that miss out. Now more than ever, we need voices from across the teaching world to join ours as parents. We don't want to be pitched against them. We recognise how vital they are. We just ask to be regarded with the same degree of importance in our children's lives. And there's a sentence I cannot believe that I needed to even use. What does this all mean then? What does this mean for our parental rights when the buck stops with us when it comes to ensuring that we raise healthy, happy, resilient children? In this respect, the government must acknowledge the fallacy of this unjustifiably punitive policy. The law needs to be revisited. Parents the length and breadth of England, seeing as these measures do not apply in Scotland or Wales, urgently call for you to stop the penalty policy for term time leave. There are so many better ways to support attendance. We should not be your scapegoats or easy fodder. You are punishing parents for absolutely no good reason at all. You are creating toxicity between parents and schools. You are harming families. You must stop and do better.